everybody, welcome back to Chill Vibes Only. Today's video is going to be on all the things I wish I knew about sex when I was 16. The reason I was inspired to make this video was because I feel like there's a lot of misinformation out there in the media and different podcasts, and sex can be talked about in very theatrical or extreme ways. It's not always the best information for someone who maybe is just starting to explore sex for the first time, and there's a lot of obviously fake sex that's displayed in the movies about how it looks that's not actually realistic to the real thing in real life. And I just found that the more I talk to my friends about this, the more I talk to my family, the more I talk to people in my community, and I share my own experiences and they share theirs back with me, the more I learn about sex, and the more I get a better idea and understanding of sex for myself, and understand my own body, and also able to understand how sex works with another person involved as well. So I wanted to film this video just to share my own perspective. Obviously, sex for me is different than sex for everybody else in the world, but I think the more that we share and we talk about our own experiences, the more we can learn from one another. And these are definitely things I wish I knew when I was 16. There's so much information out there, and I really would have just benefited from someone sitting down and telling me openly and honestly about their own experience. And so that's why I want to share this today with you guys, in case it helps and gives you guys a little bit of comfort, and also just gives you some advice and tips on how to explore sex and your sexuality at such a young age. So I'm 25 now. It's been like 10 years since I've had sex for the first time, and I've definitely learned a lot, and there's so many things that I wish I could tell my younger self, so that's why I'm making this video. The first thing I would say is that orgasms from penetrative sex are extremely uncommon for females. I don't have the exact stat, but I think it's like 80 to 90% of females do not come or don't have an orgasm through penetrative sex. So you are not weird, broken, or there's nothing wrong with you if you're not having orgasms through penetrative sex. It's completely common for women not to have orgasms. If you're not having orgasms through penetrative sex, there are millions of other ways to have orgasms that personally I think are better than sex. So you can always explore those options, and then you can also play around with different sex toys during sex to help you have an orgasm and learn a little bit more, but it's definitely not the only way. So if you're not having orgasms through it, you are completely normal. I remember the first time I had sex thinking was that it? Like, there was nothing special about it. I didn't actually have any pain. I didn't bleed. Hymen's breaking and bleeding, it never happened for me, and I know a lot of my girlfriends it didn't happen for them either. It's not as common as it probably seems sometimes in the media, so if that doesn't happen to you, don't think there's anything wrong with you either. Obviously speak to a doctor about all this stuff. I'm not a doctor, I can only talk from my own experiences, but there's a lot of things that I was told would happen the first time I had sex, like I'd bleed, it'd be painful, but it was going to be awesome, and I feel like none of that stuff happened. It was actually just very subpar. I didn't feel any different. Yeah, I actually was just wondering, that was really it. There's all this buildup and all this anticipation in my head from the movies and stuff like that, and it was just actually very, very, very average. So if sex for you for the first couple times is really average, that's normal, that's okay. It's all about exploring your body more, exploring what you like, what you dislike, and again, you can always bring in other factors into the bedroom to help you have an orgasm through penetrative sex if that's what you're trying to do, but that's not also the only way to have an orgasm, and shouldn't be the main focus all the time. I have tons of videos on how to have conscious sex, also conscious masturbation, so definitely check those out if you guys are interested in learning more about how I learned to have an orgasm through penetrative sex. I think I have a video on how I improved my sex life as well, so definitely check that out. But yeah, that's the first thing I would say, is if you're not having that, you're normal. My second tip to myself would be to become really comfortable with masturbation, and learn more about masturbation and have solo sex a lot more with myself before having sex with a partner. The reason being, nobody ever taught me about masturbation growing up. I didn't actually know what it was. I was doing it, but I didn't know what I was doing. So definitely play around with yourself first and figure out what you like. My own masturbation journey has allowed me to better express myself in the bedroom, and also be able to do things during sex, like play with my clit, or go in certain positions that I know are going to increase my likelihood of pleasure and also orgasms. So definitely spend some time exploring your own body, becoming super comfortable with your own body, masturbate, learn about masturbation before you embark on sex, because I think it's going to make your sex life so much better. Third tip is don't fake orgasms. I was faking orgasms, gosh, until I was probably like 23 years old. Doesn't help you, doesn't help your partner. It's just it's not necessary. So definitely don't ever fake it if you're not having orgasms during sex. That's a really great talking point to have with your partner. I'm not having orgasms. What can we do? Is it something that's just always going to be this way? And maybe there are other things that we do other than sex. So I make sure that I'm also getting my needs satisfied. Yeah, don't fake orgasms. Not helpful at all. And I wish someone would have told me that when I was younger. I mean, people say it, but definitely make sure that you don't do that, because it's not helping anybody. Also, be super open and honest. I think with my friends, I thought they were all having orgasms, so I was just saying I was having orgasms, and really none of us were. And we could have been using that time to talk to one another and talk about what we do to get off and how we improved our sex, right? Or if someone really was having orgasms, what they were doing and what we could try. So just be open and honest with yourself, with your friends, and with your partner. It's only going to help the situation. Next thing is making sure you choose someone who you love and respect and who cares about you and who you can have good communication with. Sex can be really intimidating, and it's important that when you do engage in sex with someone, it's someone who you feel comfortable with and that you can express yourself with and communicate effectively what you need and what you want. There's a lot of stuff, I think, in the media of like the casual sex and carefree sex, and that's fine, and I'm not dishing on anyone who does that, but when you're first exploring sex, you really do want to be with someone who you can have the best, most vulnerable experience with. And when you do have sex with someone, you are exchanging energy. Regardless, as if you care about that person, they're leaving a bit of their energy in you, and you're leaving a bit of energy with them, and it does make a difference on your health and your mental health. So making sure that you choose a partner to explore with, who you want to exchange energy with and who you want to be vulnerable with. And there's nothing wrong with waiting. I think my last tip is basically like, I think I was so curious about sex and trying to understand it and understand what it felt like and what it was. I might have rushed into it and just wanted to try it just to see. There's no rush. There's so many other sexual things you can do. Masturbate. You don't need to rush into sex. Wait till you're ready. Wait till it's the right person. Explore with yourself in the meantime. Get really comfortable with your body. Just be patient. There is no rush, and just because someone else you know is having sex doesn't mean you have to be having sex. So definitely take your time, and don't rush it, because it's gonna happen when it's meant to happen, and you want to make sure that you're really prepared mentally and also emotionally for that type of investment. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Those are basically all my tips and stuff that I wish I knew when I was 16 about sex. If it resonated with you guys at all, or if you have any questions, please always DM me or leave a comment down below. I'm more than happy to help and talk about this stuff. I really want to empower women and make them feel confident and sexy, and educate them on sex and get more of a conversation going around this, because I think for so long women weren't always considered in the bedroom, and our needs weren't always talked about, and I think that we silence ourselves a lot in order to appeal to society's version of sex or our partner's version of sex, and I just don't think that's fair, and I don't think we should have to settle for that anymore. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please give it a big thumbs up if you did, and subscribe, because that really helps this channel, and I'll see you for another video shortly.